Capricorn rising. This is your reading for June 2024, your life checkup astro tarot reading. This is for Capricorn rising. If you're a Capricorn sun and you're here and you don't know what your rising sign is, you're going to check out the link below astrochart.com and click on birth chart. You're going to need your exact time of birth, which most people can find on their birth certificate, and put that in. What you're looking for is your ascendant, which is also known as a rising sign. That's the sign that was on the eastern horizon at the time of your birth and the place of your birth. So what we're going to be doing in this reading today is checking out all of your exterior circumstances going on in your life this month, like work and family, home, your thoughts this month, and what you're working towards, what you've built so far, your self-expression, and how people see you. And then we're going to be doing another circle around the wheel, looking at other people involved and what's driving you, and what needs to change, and what you need to have the courage to do, and what the outcome will be for yourself and for people around you if you're able to do that or wanting to do that. So having said all that, my name's Podkane. Thanks for being here and checking out my brand new baby channel, and let's get started. So the cards that I picked out for you today, I'm going to be using the classic Rider-Waite Smith Tarot, but also the Tarot of the Divine, which is a new deck for me that I'm excited to check out, and kind of seems to have a refined energy about it that I kind of think of Capricorn when I think of this deck, as well as pulling an archetype card for you that's going to be sort of a theme that you're going to be playing with this month. So let's go ahead and get started with that. Hope everybody's having a good summer so far. If you're in the Northern Hemisphere, I was saying in my earlier readings, like, I had a good summer, and it's like, I mean, Australians are like battening down the hatches for wintertime right now, you know, and it's different all over the world. So whatever season you're in, I hope you're experiencing good times, good vibes, getting away from some of the troubles of the world, if you can. And let's just see what card we pull for you. It's going to be a bit of a longer reading. I end up pulling about 30 cards per reading so far, which is kind of a habit of mine. I like to do long readings, and I think doing them in this format where they're recorded is probably going to help people I'm reading for, because it's a lot of information to remember. And when I do in-person readings, I've been reading for over 10 years. I usually have to repeat a lot of things, or like do a synopsis of like, okay, here's the main points. Do this, don't do that. Or, you know, the tarot can't really tell you what to do, but it's more of like we're talking about this. This is the main takeaway, right? So what card we got for you here, and what I was saying about that to finish my thought process, is that having it recorded, maybe you can come back and rewatch it or pause it and think about it. So your card that you got here is the Engineer, and you got a big brain person here in the image. Ability to give creative energy a practical expression. Talent for designing resolutions to common dilemmas. You're a problem solver this month, okay? You're going to be figuring some shit out. That's good. We like that. Now let's shuffle these real quick, and I'll put some cards for you. I've kind of thought through this. Am I going to shuffle my cards on camera, because I know that takes up a bit of your valuable time, but then some people they seem to like to see it. That's what I've watched tarot channels for years. Some people do like to see it from other people, but that's also my style, is to I don't shuffle and then just pull from the top. I do this. I kind of let my cards pop out. So kind of play around with some different ideas maybe, or just see what the feedback's like, or just do whatever the fuck I want and expect that people that are cool with it will gravitate towards me, and people that don't like it have other places that they belong and are going to go, and that's all good and gravy. So we'll see. Doing something new is always trial and error learning process as we go. And my husband went to film production school when he was in college. And one of the biggest takeaways that I got from it, of what he, came home and was telling me about, was the suck less theory. You put out what you're able to do when you're able to do it. Just get something created and put it out. No, it's not going to be perfect, but everything you do from then on will be with more knowledge, more access, and more experience, so that everything you do as you progress will suck less. That's what I'm attempting to do here. All right. So at the base of the reading, you got the Ten of Pentacles reversed. You may have a theme of things just not really being outside of a situation that maybe you would prefer the Capricorn, which is Capricorn rising anyway, where you have a nice structure and kind of a hierarchy where people who have been in it for a long time are providing discipleship and knowledge, or resources to those who are younger and coming up in the game, and the people who are younger and coming up in the game are providing help and support and effort, their energy and their manpower to those who are older. And maybe you would like to be in a situation like that right now, but it's just not the case. So let's see kind of what problem you're dealing with right here with the engineer, and what you're going to do about it. So how you appear right now to others was the King of Cups reversed. You may be a little cold and standoffish right now, and maybe you're generally like that as a Capricorn rising, a little bit hard to get to know, and maybe very self-protective, guarded. Maybe you've been hurt emotionally at some point in your life, and this is a coping mechanism that you often turn to just kind of protect yourself, as not really letting anyone know too much of the cards that you're holding, because that can be used against you, as you've learned from previous experience. Or maybe you're just not all that experienced yourself at expressing emotion freely, and kind of wearing your heart on your shoulder. Maybe that's a bit uncomfortable for you. What do you have though? The Queen of Cups is almost everything the opposite of what I just said. She absolutely wears her heart on her shoulder. She has a really big heart, a lot of compassion, a lot of sensitivity and sincerity, and even intuition, and wants deeply to connect emotionally with other people and with herself. And so that dichotomy between how people see you and what you actually have is quite stark, and could be an issue that you're looking to resolve this month or explore more, or could just be getting in the way of what you're trying to do otherwise in some other aspect of your life. Hopefully we can find out more on that for you. What you're thinking about, okay, very Capricorn here with the 10 of Wands. You're thinking about all of these responsibilities and burdens that you have. And in the upright position is generally seen as burdens worth having. You're happy to have these responsibilities. You planted them yourself in a lot of cases, where it's like, well, I took on this responsibility because I wanted to achieve this, or I wanted to build that. And if you look at this person in this card, they're walking towards a castle in the background. They're bringing in their harvest, and obviously it's a very heavy load. It's very difficult, hard work, but they're almost at the end, where they're going to achieve or receive the reward for all that effort and work that they've put in. And so you're thinking about how you're almost at the finish line now. With every effort and hard work that you've put into something, you're about to get your payout finally. And you're very much focused on that. What's going on at home? Hanged Man. So this is a time in your home, and maybe particularly with your family, where you're having to look at things from a new perspective. Something has happened to put things on a hiatus or a hold, either for you or for the family, or maybe your home in general. Whether that's like you were planning on moving and now that's looking like that's not going to happen anytime soon. I'm kind of feeling more like this is kind of seeing your family's, your home situation in a new light. I think that if people are seeing you as kind of cold and closed off, but you're absolutely not that way in your heart. there may be a new perspective that you're wanting to take where you're trying to figure out, how can I show them that I do care? How can I show them that I am a safe place for someone to share their emotions and feelings with me? Well, what your self-expression is right now, you have the Three of Cups, so that's really a celebration of good times, togetherness, love, and joy. Um, I mean, I'm seeing right now that in dichotomy to the larger circle, uh, where you have the Two of Cups, your self expression, and then your larger circle. These are opposites from each other. So I often look to what cards are opposite to see if there's some congruency or differences between them. So with the Two of Cups, it's looking like um, you've made some new connections, even a new relationship possibly, or just giving your heart to people more and more if you can, because that's something that you've placed a new priority on, is being more open and more loving. And you're kind of starting out with baby steps here with the Three of Cups, and just maybe going out to the bar and getting a little drunk, and letting a little feelings flow through in that way. If that's one of the only ways you can achieve that right now, you're not really ready to sit down and have the big heart to heart and cry with somebody or anything like that. But you're having a pleasant experience of it, and you are surrounded by people who want to share that with you, which is good. For your work, you have the Nine of Swords reversed. So coming out of a period of a lot of stress and BS going on at the workplace, you're finally getting out of all of that. And I think that relates right back to your Ten of Wands over here, where you're sort of reaching a finish line, and the worst is behind you there at the workplace, as far as stress levels and anxiety and a lot of things on your mind. The worst is behind you right now in June. For relationships and partnerships, this is anyone that you're in close relationship with. So this can also be close friends, business partners, or co-workers you spend a lot of time with, as well as relationships and spouses and things like that. And you have the Four of Pentacles reversed. So normally when this is upright, this is someone who's kind of separated themselves from everyone else, and they're just holding on to what they have. And out of a need, they're needing their security and their stability, and they may not have a lot of money coming in right now. So they're just kind of being like, okay, I'm just going to go off and hold on to what I have for right now so that I can get through this time. When it's reversed, it's like there's more money leaving than is coming in. Someone's not able to hold on to what they have. People in your life are not all that financially responsible, and that could be setting you off a little bit as a Capricorn rising. You may also be spending a lot of money on them to keep them afloat and above water. There's also something to consider, that this people in your life right now, maybe it's just a particular person, maybe it's several, but they are very attached to and concerned with the appearances that they are upholding. Even though it's not financially sound, they want to have the new car so that they can flex, or they want to have new clothes, or that maybe even they are concerned with comfort needs. You do have Cancer in your seventh house, so you're always going to, throughout your lifetime, come into contact with a lot of Cancerian concerned individuals. And a big issue with Cancer is they want to be comfortable. They want to have emotional comforts and things that feed them emotionally, and they are not always that good with money either. So if that's a frustration point in your life right now, where you're just like, God, can you not stop spending money? It's like it's an emotional need for these people, I'm feeling, and it's something that they're they don't feel like they can talk to you about with the King of Cups reversed. They don't feel like you understand it. They think that you're just cold and emotionless and dead to this world, and you're all about your business and your money. We see that that's not the case. Actually, you actually are very sensitive, but you're going to need to find a way to let them know that you can relate to them, that you have a new, you can turn yourself on the head is the imagery of the hangman. You can see things from the opposite perspective. If you imagine, if you turn yourself upside down and the whole world looks different when you're hanging upside down, get into their energy of having comfort needs, if that is the case with them, as your top priority, and what your world would look like if nothing else mattered more to you than being comfortable and feeling nurtured and protected, and what choices you might make. Get out of here. Flies. They moved in while I was on vacation. And what and what your world might look like if those were your priorities. And by empathizing with them, maybe you can help them to see you for who you really are over here as well, and also solve this issue. If they feel nurtured by you understanding them, then conversely, maybe they'll be willing to see your point of view and say, listen, I understand you have comfort needs, but can we find a more financially prudent way to get those met? Because the money ain't moneying right now. I don't really see any other Pentacles cards here for you in this reading. Other than this, I mean, this could even suggest that you recently had a business that folded, or a big loss of investment somehow for some of you. So it really ain't the time to just keep spending money like we still have it. Things are different now. And if you want to solve that problem, engineer, you need to get in their headspace and show that you actually are quite capable of empathizing with them and whatever issue they're going through. All right, going on, we have what others have, the Emperor reversed. This is maybe even going back to this person. They want to hold on to control over what they have, but they're really kind of losing it. And part of the reason for that is that they got very comfortable with having control over a situation, and then that was sort of rug was swept out from underneath them, and now they're holding on to it for dear life because all their security is sourced in their ability to control their circumstances. And some of the energy that can come from a person who's doing this is selfish as hell. It's demanding. It's very, very hard to live with. My heart goes out to you if this is someone that is like a partner in your home. Man, that ain't easy. If this is a problem you want to solve, you are going to have to, even acknowledging how difficult that they are being right now, you're going to have to open your heart to them and show that you can empathize with them, because that is actually what they need. Man, isn't it always like the hardest thing to do is what you have to do to figure shit out sometimes. But Capricorn rising, in my eyes, that's one of the rising signs of people who have been here before, if you believe in that, or people who set themselves up to have a challenging experience because playing life on easy mode wasn't going to be interesting or challenging enough for you, and it wasn't going to grow you in the ways that you're interested in. And so, yeah, I mean, things might be easier for other people, but you're here to do something a little different. And I think looking to the most challenging and difficult things in your life and looking at them as the most fertile opportunities for growth and learning will help you kind of cope with it a little bit and work with it better. So what are you learning? We've got the High Priestess reversed here. This is trying to micromanage absolutely everything in your life to your own detriment. And it's suggesting that you may not be as in tune with your intuition as you're capable of being here. Because if this was upright, these cards would be very, very similar. And it's suggesting that trying with this energy too, I definitely feel this as like, yes, you're very competent, you're very capable, but at the end of the day, you can't make other people's lives happen for them. And nor should you. Don't get in the way of their learning opportunities by being a helicopter parent or stepping in to be someone's savior or anything like that. I know other people, if they're not doing things just so, can have a negative and detrimental effect on your life. And that makes it tough because you're like, well, I know what needs to be done. And if I let you alone to go and do things your way, you're going to screw some stuff up, not only for yourself, but for me. There's two options with that. I guess three. One of them is just to kick them out of your life, but I think you have some other plans in motion here that you really prefer not to do that. You've already made an investment and you've have goals that involve this person. So one of those options is to keep doing things for them forever, and then there becomes a parent-child relationship where you are the parent, they are your forever baby, and that's just how it is, and they never grow, and you never get to breathe and do your own thing, nor do you get the joy of experiencing your child become an adult and show you something new and surprise you. And I mean, if this is like your spouse, I mean, that's kind of effed up anyway. You don't want to be married to your kid, and your kid doesn't want to be married to their parent. I mean, that's not what we're trying to do here, is it? So you're going to have to step aside with the other alternative. Let them F up a bit. Trust in the universe. Trust in your ability to communicate. Trust in a trust relationship where they can say, okay, they're not trying to micromanage my freaking life anymore. So thank goodness for that. They've stepped back and now I have some freedom and some room to breathe and I can do things my own way. And there's an appreciation from them towards you, and vice versa. When you say, I'm no longer going to be responsible for every little thing that's happening in your life, that's going to free me up to focus on myself, take some time to rest, and improve my life in many ways, as well as eventually you will learn to do things for yourself in your own way. That may not be my way. It probably won't be, frankly, but it will have its own effectiveness, and it's something that I think in your compassion you can learn to live with if you're willing. Something that's not as bad as you're making it out to be right now. There are many different ways to slice a apple. That's not a phrase. There's many different ways to do a thing. And I think making space for this person in your life to have their own unique way of doing that thing could be both a relief to you and also very interesting and inspiring. So next we have your what you've built, and I mean you're known as a person who rushes in to help. You're always there to take care of others. You're reliable, truthful, honest. I mean, it's a pattern of behavior for you that is known by others, although it may be seen to be a bit severe, where it's like, oh, let me get that for you, or you're doing it wrong, let me do it, and everything. Not too bad. Definitely seen worse. But I feel that it doesn't quite have the warmth that maybe you would like to be expressing with the way that you're connecting with people. So then going to your friends, you've got the Two of Cups. There may be some people in your wider circle here that kind of want to help you out, you know, whether that's set up a new business deal with you, set up a new partnership of any kind, or just simply share and give and take ideas when it comes to emotional things. So again, open up even with your friends in your wider circle. Share some of the troubles that you're going through with them. They have valuable advice for you. Next is your limitations, and we had the Page of Wands reversed. it may be difficult for you to communicate at this time, um, verbally, like sharing your ideas. It may be hard for you to get them across, and maybe it's just with this specific person because they're in a state, and it may not be possible for you to um, clearly and specifically lay down everything that you're thinking and feeling and have it be understood in the way that you're trying to express it, which means that you may be needing to look for new ways to show your concepts and ideas that don't involve direct communication. Things like acts of service, acts of love, love language of different sorts that aren't necessarily attached to verbal communication. So, having said all that, now we're going to get into some more detailed info about what's going on in your inner world and move right along with this reading. I feel like these are taking so long. Like, I get just so in it, and I feel like I could freaking ramble forever. So, I don't know. Let me know if I'm just like repeating myself too much. I'll try to work on that. I hope this is making sense so far for you, and if you're still with me, I appreciate you. Yeah, I don't need to do it. We ready. We ready. Capricorn rising, June 2024. I do a lot of this, like I'll make faces or be like, or or oh my God, or holy shit, or whatever, but I won't tell the person I'm reading for what I'm actually talking about. They're like, oh my God, is everything okay? Am I going to die? Or what's happening? I think it's funny. I don't do it on purpose, but then I guess I get a kick out of it. Okay. Let's see if you can see these. I think they look pretty good. Oh, all right. So starting out with who you are, we have the Wheel of Fortune reverse. So right now it's just things are not moving forward in the way that you would like them to. You're kind of at a standstill, and in a time of taking stock, figuring things out, waiting for the time to be right. And timing is very much on your mind right now, in all aspects. Next is what you value. We've got the Hermit reverse. So you may not really be a person, at least in June right now, that has put a lot of stock or value into taking time out to do research or to be introspective, to really look within and say, what am I doing all of this for? Is it worth it? Is the juice worth the squeeze? You just don't seem like you're all that interested in doing that. I think you're looking for results, and maybe that's not something that's typically you've seen as being valuable, is to sit and do a lot of navel gazing. What needs to change? We've got the Knight of Wands here, which is, your willingness to go forward with a lot of energy and enthusiasm and try something new. And to have a lot of positive hope for the future, and faith in yourself. Your faith in yourself and your energetic nature, your zest for life. You need to revive it. And let's keep going. So what's driving you is the Nine of Coins. You have on your own, you're independently wealthy or you're independently secure. You're able to provide for your own needs. And I kind of see this reading going in a strange direction. I'm not going to lie. And what I'm about to say with the rest of this, if this is confirmation, then it's doing its job. If this is left field and you're just like, there's no fucking way, then this is not for you. Throw this in the trash where it belongs. I am never here to cause a disruption to your life that you yourself did not ask for and do not want and would regret. And tarot is working at its best when it can illuminate some things, but for the most part be a confirmation of what you already knew in your intuition and in your thoughts and feelings. So as I go through this, just take what resonates and leave the rest. So you already have your own independent security. And you're remembering that as you're going through your situation right now. And what needs to change is this King of Wands reversed. And part of me wants to say that this is your own inflexibility and demanding nature and wanting to control the situation. But another big part of me, after seeing these cards be thrown out, is saying that this is this person that's in your life that is this Emperor reverse. These are very similar cards. And, it may be time to let someone go who can't make this transition with you, who is not, who doesn't have the same value system as you do, who doesn't have the self-control or the discipline or the trajectory that you're on. Are they a good teammate for you? What do they have to offer you? These are all questions that you need to be asking yourself in this dilemma that you're in. Details that you may be avoiding. The High Priestess, you know what to do. I think your intuition has been telling you for a long time what's what. And I think your compassionate heart may actually be holding you back a little bit here. Because we even see here with secrets and in conjunction, a connection to this person, you've got the Five of Swords reversed, which is a martyr card. It's upright, it's a bully card. Reverse, it's a martyr card. It's like giving so much of yourself at the detriment of yourself. Maybe you think you're carrying this person for a season, but the question is, can they ever possibly reciprocate what you're doing for them? And that's okay if they can't, like, as far as like their value as a person. But that doesn't mean you don't deserve someone who can reciprocate what you have to offer in some way, shape, or form. And then in this card position for other people involved, we've got the Ten of Wands. You're thinking about this burden. Here they are. Okay. Next, we have what you're hoping for. It's the Queen of Cups reversed. You want to cut this part of yourself away, because this is why you are still letting the situation continue, is your deep compassion and nurturing self. And you are just wishing that you weren't that way, because it's like the only reason why you're holding on. Other parts of yourself are too wise. And in fact, I think that's actually why this Hermit is reversed here, is that if you introspect too deeply on it, you're going to find something that you don't like, don't want to face. Some level of misfortune that you just really wish was not on your doorstep right now. And I totally sympathize with you on that. And here was the biggest clue to what the hell is going on here with the Two of Cups reversed as the outcome. Sometimes differences are too great. And sometimes even though when the Two of Cups is upright, it's showing people with very different backgrounds or skills and talents or strengths and weaknesses coming together for two differences to be stronger together and create a whole. Sometimes the differences are too great when someone has to offer and is willing to give and wants to put into a relationship much more than another person is even capable of giving. And that's when you really run into trouble. We can have all of our differences in communication styles, even in our dreams and desires in life. Some of those things can be worked through. But when I'm giving 110% and you're giving 20%, there's an issue there. No matter what way it's being given, if there's not some closeness of congruity to the amount of effort and energy and desires that being put into the relationship, and frankly, this energy to me is a little transactional. It's a little bit like pay me, it's a little like you have the resources, you're independently wealthy, I need you, and that's why you're around. And if you threaten to leave me, if you stop martyring yourself for me, I am going to blow the fuck up and I'm going to make your life miserable, because that is me losing control. And if I lose control, I lose all of my security, everything I have. This really great thing that's going here now where I only have to give 20% and my person puts in 110. Only take this to heart if it resonates. And if you're like, my relationship's chilling, then thank goodness. Next is your contribution. You've got the Ace of Coins reversed. I mean, you're at a point with this whole thing where your friends are even like, are you all right? You need a place to stay. They're trying to give resources to you because they see that you are not doing well. And the final card of what needs releasing, we have the Eight of Coins reversed. Something that you've put a lot of effort and energy into, something that you've done for a very long time, something that you got very used to and very comfortable with. Is that a burden that's worth having at this point? Don't get caught up in the sunk cost fallacy of it all. Only you know through your intuition what is right in this situation. And we even have the Five of Wands reversed here. Now is not the time to be listening to the opinions and ideas of others too much. I know there's people around you that want to help you tangibly. But when it comes to here's what you should do, this is very much a trust your own gut instinct situation. They're just not in your position. They don't have the vantage point that you do. And only you know what's right in the situation, and trust your gut. Okay, let's get some advice. I'm going to use the starseed again because it's feeling like a tough time for you right now, Capricorn rising. And if you're still here with me, and if this was a useful or interesting reading or had any resonance with you, thank you so much for being here. I have plans to continue this channel. I'm just getting it started. To do these life checkup readings for all the rising signs once a month. I also have a plan to do Venus sign readings for relationships. And considering you've got a little bit of a relationship situation going on here, you might want to check that out for your Venus sign, either next week or the week after. And also ideas for other readings, doing pick a cards, doing true crime, unsolved mysteries, things going on in culture and the internet, technology, and all kinds of different unanswered questions that we want to get answers to and sleuth it out. I have all kinds of ideas for those. And if you have any subjects that you want me to read on, let me know in the comments below. Let's get something useful here for you, Capricorn rising, that can kind of set your heart at ease with what you're going through right now. Earth pulsing, pulse of the mother, slow down, time in nature, and do a little bit of self-healing, self-introspection. Yeah, be ready to do the introspection. You need to sit down and really think about what you want and what your value is. Portal, doors are opening, you decide, rewards, and a wild card. So you have a choice here. I mean, you always have choices, I think, but this is a pretty big one for you. Weight of the world, boundaries, let it go. It's not yours to carry. Yeah, I mean, that tracks, you know, at the end of the day, is this really your problem? You know, whatever this person is going through that you're entangled with, you know, what is it doing for you? I think that's a fair question to ask in any relationship, and to ask continuously over time, because long-term relationships are a recommitment. And again, this may not be a spouse or anything like this. This could be a business partner that's kind of dragging you down. This could be a longtime friend that is causing you more problems and you're not really vibing like you used to. This could be a lot of different situations. You know what's going on best. So the Earth pulsing card, consciously connect with the Earth. A veil is lifted and she opens up and receives you more fully. You're able to drink from her sweet waters and release what no longer serves you. Stagnant energy falls away and you become connected to all things on the planet. So stepping away from the woo for a second, if you if you're into that, you're chilling. I'm into it too, okay? But like, I know not everyone is, and I think that there is a need when we're going through stressful times, especially when we, for a Capricorn rising, I think is definitely very important to recognize that you can hold on to a lot of negativity and stress and not really feel it the way others do and not really break down. And, you know, that can be a strength in a lot of tough situations, but it also can start preventing you from being in tune with your intuition, and you really need that right now to make a big decision like this. So going out into nature, sitting on the ground, clearing your mind of thoughts, listening to a guided meditation, breathing deeply, listening to the sounds of nature and getting away from electronics and the humming and the cars on the highway and all of that stuff. There is a very human, instinctual, primal thing that happens when you do all of that, and it can help release all of that tension and built up energy and allow you to be more in touch with your intuition to make a good judgment call on the situation and really know what you need to do. Again, the choice is yours. You have an opportunity here to go through the door or wait for a while, maybe let it kick the can down the road. But it's saying that, you know, having proper boundaries is healthy. It may be worth letting go. Only you can answer that. And it's really suggesting for you to go out in nature and clear yourself off. And so you can really hear your intuition, and you will absolutely know what to do. And it will be tough, but you're strong. So, having said all of that, thank you so much for being here with me. I hope you enjoyed it. And whether you were here for a moment or a minute or a marathon, thank you so much for being here, and I hope you have a good June. Bye-bye.